Indian pulled no punches and left no doubt when it came to the bike it had in its crosshairs when developing its latest model, usually at press intros. We all know what other model could be considered competition, but it's very rare to have the host manufacturer come out and say it. They usually resist the urge to talk about their competitors by name and especially won't mention a specific competitor model when hyping up their new product. The recipe for a sport chief is pretty simple: make it handle and stop better than the standard chief. To see how Indian accomplished this, we actually start at the back of the motorcycle and work our way forward. Specifically the suspension, Indian partnered with Fox to produce a set of twin remote-reservoir shocks with 4 inches of travel. That's an inch more than the standard chief. It only has spring preload adjustability, but it's worth taking a minute to appreciate the fact that a cruiser has prioritized suspension travel over low seat heights and actually given the back tire a chance to move up and down over bumps instead of blowing through the shock travel immediately and jolting the spine. If compression and rebound adjustments are important to you, the Indian catalog has a set of upgraded Fox shocks that give you that ability. Apart from giving the rear end more compliance through more suspension stroke, the longer shocks also raise the rear of the motorcycle, pitching more weight over the front end. This accomplishes a few things. First, it helps the bike turn quicker, which is aided further by different triple clamps, giving the bike a 28 degrees rake angle and 4.4 inches of trail. This compared to the 29 degrees rake and 5.2 inches of trail on the standard Chief. The new triples also have 14 mm more offset to help clear the fuel tank. Further raising the rear gives the bike more cornering clearance. Overall, the Sport Chief's 64.6-inch wheelbase makes it 2 inches longer than the standard Chief. Moving to the front of the bike, the Sport Chief benefits from a KYB inverted fork, but without any ability for adjustment. Bringing the party to a stop are a pair of 320 mm semi-floating discs paired with radial mount Brembo 4-piston calipers. It's actually the same braking system used on the Challenger, but with different brake pads for the Sport Chief application. In the back are a 300 mm rotor and a 2-piston caliper. Putting the rider in a prime position to ground down some pegs, the rider triangle includes mid-mount foot controls, a solo gunfighter seat and most importantly, 6-inch risers for the bars. Depending on your body type or personal style, 10-inch or 4-inch risers are also available, as is a shorter seat and even an extended seat for a passenger. So there is no shortage of options to get the seating position to your liking. As for the quarter fairing itself, it comes standard with a 6-inch windscreen, but taller or shorter versions are available with or without a flare. At the heart of it all is Indian's signature Thunderstroke air-cooled 49 degrees V-twin engine and 6-speed transmission. With the Sport Chief, you have the option of getting the 111 CI version, or you can step it up to 116 CI. With a bore of 103.2 mm, stroke of 113 mm and an 11.0 to 1 compression ratio, Indian says the undersquare engine pumps out 120 pound-feet of torque, an impressive number, but if we're playing tit for tat, Harley says its Milwaukee 8 117 makes 125 pound-feet. Petty differences aside, the T-stroke features rear cylinder deactivation when at a stop to help reduce how much hot air wafts your way while you're waiting for the red light to turn green. From a mechanical standpoint, those are the Sport Chief's big talking points, but hidden within the sporty persona of the bike are some impressive tech like cruise control, 3 different ride modes, and the 4-inch round TFT display with Indian's Ride Command tech. Operable with the touch of a finger or through buttons on the left bar, the round dial keeps the aesthetic that befits a bike like the Sport Chief, but it is packed with modern capabilities. The Speedo and touch dials look analog, but you also have the ability to swipe with your finger to access different menu screens, including the navigation screen that can provide turn-by-turn directions. The term sport cruiser is a little oxymoronic if you ask me, but to its credit, the Sport Chief looks the part. Then again, so does the Lowrider S. As far as cruisers go, I've long had a soft spot for the ones that attempt to have some sport chops. A keyless ignition means the fob can stay in your pocket, All you have to do is push the button on the bar to turn on the ignition. Doing so awakens the TFT display with Indian's flashy intro and disclaimer about motorcycle riding being dangerous. Thumb the starter and the Thunderstroke 116 gargles to life. You can tell a hearty and healthy V-twin rumble wants to come out, but it's clearly muffled by the Uncle Sam mandated stock exhaust. Picking it up off the side stand isn't terribly challenging, indicating its 685-pound curb weight is spread out evenly. Before leaving, our ride leader suggested we start our ride in the standard ride mode, especially as the first section would be through town and numerous stoplights. It was easy to do with only 3 presses of the touchscreen, and after clunking the trans into first, we were on our way.